Welcome to my channel, The Bold and the Beautiful Bank. Bold and Beautiful's scene Kanan opens up about his life-altering near-death experience. I wouldn't change it. Few people are more dangerous on The Bold and the Beautiful as Sheila, no matter how many times she claims to turn over a new leaf. Yeah, she's a bit sillier these days, but if Deacon doesn't watch out, there's always the possibility that she could be the death of him. Of course, if he survived, Deacon might learn a life lesson or two. Then again, it hasn't really worked so far, between being hit by a car, shot by Eric, and tossed off a cliff by Quinn. Bold and Beautiful's Poppy finally showed us her moves, but will soon be racing down the aisle. Scene Kanan, on the other hand, credits his near-death experience as being one of the most significant experiences of his life and career. And as traumatic an event as that was, he told pal Sethan Hall during a recent interview, "I wouldn't change it." Kanan's had an incredibly successful career stretching back decades, not just in daytime, but also primetime and film. A lot of folks, though, might consider his role as the villainous Mike Barnes in The Karate Kid Part I as the biggest thing in his career, and in many ways it is, Kanan admitted to Hall. But not for the reasons that people think. Because at 22, when I was suddenly faced with my mortality, I was able to uncover a part of my character that I didn't know existed. The problem started when Kanan put a little too much into stunts while filming Karate Kid, injuring himself and causing internal bleeding that over the course days continued to grow worse until he passed out. He was rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery, and it was definitely scary, he shared. His parents, out on the East Coast, as he underwent life-saving surgery in Los Angeles, could only get one ticket out to see him. His dad came first, and after passing out and going through emergency surgery, Kanan woke up in the recovery room with a 15-inch wound on my abdomen with staples, and I saw my poor father sitting in a chair and he was just gray. I, in retrospect, was just thinking about what it must have been like for my dad to be flying across the country, knowing his kid's in emergency surgery, not knowing if he's gonna make it. But it was what happened next that really shook him and pushed him to heights he never thought possible, because he wasn't greeted with sympathy by the studio. Karate Kid was still filming and director John Avildsen wasn't waiting around. I basically was told, "Get back to set within 2 weeks, or we're gonna fire you and recast," Kanan recalled. Initially, I was really angry. I was angry at the universe. I was angry at how I was being treated by the studio. There were no balloons, there were no flowers, and an interesting thing happened pretty quickly. That anger became my why, and that why got me out of bed the first day. He started out walking to the bathroom, then he walked around the hospital hallway. And by the 4th or 5th day, he recalled, I had them discharge me against medical advice. I recuperated for, I think, about a week, and I started working out with a guy who was a lineman for the Rams when they were in Los Angeles all those years ago in the 80s. And long story short, I wound up doing all of my own martial arts stunts for the movie. Ultimately, he noted, I was able to uncover a part of my character that I didn't know existed, and it sort of taught me a little about myself. It was a really good lesson. Check out the full interview below. As horrible as that traumatic experience was, we can't help wondering how much of Kanan's life has been shaped by it, and by his determination to push through and keep going. Would we have gotten Deacon if he hadn't defied the odds to get back out there? Would we have had General Hospital's AJ? Sometimes the most horrible of experiences can lead us to greater heights than we thought possible. We're just glad that Kanan came out of his near-death experience not just surviving, but thriving. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.